travel corridors, meaning areas that whitetail typically like to use. This is a perfect example of a travel corridor where these deer are coming off the hardwoods and heading down into a bedding area, such as these cedars and these low-lying areas out of the wind. As we approach this, one of your biggest identifiers is down here on the barbed wire fence, where they have caught the wires and flipped them and hooked them. And this happens sometimes with little does or doe fawns, and they can't jump the top wire, so they jump and they hit and they tie both wires together, such as this. And these wires are no more than just hooked together over and under. But this also can be a death for a deer. He gets a leg hung in here and he'll struggle until he passes on. As you can see, the deer trail heads right down into a perfect bedding area, down into cedars, down into out of the wind, out of the weather. And as winter comes and the moisture, the trails will become more prevalent than they are during the green time of the year. And this is a winter wheat field here that we're showing you the travel corridors entering the fields and exiting the fields in certain areas. This is a travel corridor to the hardwoods, and as they travel across, they're headed out to the winter wheat. And then your stand placement to these travel corridors is very important. And as you look straight across in the black walnut tree, there's a tripod stand right there in the middle of that black walnut tree. That enables the hunter to hunt these travel corridors in and out of these fields. Yes, there's several of them, but each one will be used in different type of weather conditions, whether it be south wind, north wind, and same way with your stands. We have multiple stands on this field of wheat. Mornings and evenings are the greatest times to occupy them, but evenings are probably the best because you can get here before deer are actually here. People sometimes in the early morning hours, they don't get there in enough time and they bump the deer as they're headed across the wheat field to the stand. And it's kind of up to whatever. I mean, when I like to hunt them in the morning, I like to hunt travel corridors leading away from them, as we filmed earlier, 200 to 300 yards off the winter wheat where they're heading to their bedding areas. And these deer find these safety routes. They may use them year after year, or this family group of deer that lives in this area will use those same travel corridors year after year, depending on where their food source is. From a major county road and then jumping into a winter wheat field. They'll access that enough that they finally beat down all the grass and you see that smooth trail almost through there. As if you look left or right of it, the grass is real heavy and stringy. They'll find them an access point that they like, and that's how they'll access it.